We're very pleased to be celebrating our agencies and their important work in our region. The Jewish Federation of Greater Washington is proud to support incredible local partners like the Bender, Pozos, and Edlovitz JCCs, our 6 local day schools, the 11 Hillels in our region, Sulam, Jessa, the JCRC, Makom, Gather DC, Capital Camps, Jewish Council for the Aging, Garden of Remembrance, Tzedek DC, Sunflower Bakery, and many more. It is an honor and a privilege to work alongside so many incredible leaders and organizations each day. So, how was that?
I mean, it was fine, but he didn't really talk about what we do every day.
Yeah, he really just scratched the surface.
I thought Gil was great. He's such a good presenter and speaker. Gil, you did great.
I think I did pretty good.
Yeah, but he didn't really tell our stories. He didn't talk about our impact in the community.
I think he needed to go deeper.
You're right, Gil is a great presenter, and I don't think it was about him. I think it was about the content.
I feel like we're doing such holy, amazing work, and that was just the list that he went through.
Guess he could have told our story a little bit more.
And we have decades of community impact under our belt. Our stories need to be told.
Who is better equipped to tell our story than us?
Let's try this a different way.
What began as a simple conversation became an organization. We provide workforce development training for young adults with learning differences in pastry arts and hospitality. And the whole reason why we came to be is a group of concerned citizens. We're thinking about what types of competitive employment opportunities were available to young adults with learning disabilities. And there's one gentleman that comes to mind where we shifted this person who was in the hospitality program and doing fine, but just needed a little extra help to our cafe, which is in the Federation building. And not only is the cafe a wonderful place because you can get so many wonderful treats there, but it's a training opportunity for us. We have found kind of like our secret sauce is employment readiness, self-advocacy, good communication skills, the importance of being up and showing up on time. We are training young adults with learning differences and getting them jobs in communities where they live. And when I say jobs, these are competitive employment jobs. The student that comes in is not the same student that leaves.
Gather DC engages young Jews in their 20s and 30s in the DMV area. We engage them in Jewish life in our local thriving Jewish ecosystem. Every Jewish person in their 20s and 30s deserves a lasting and compelling relationship with their Judaism. We do a lot of network weaving, relationship weaving in the local area, and we make sure people find exactly the community that they're looking for. It's really over that first initial coffee where, two people, there's a spark created, we get to ask you lots of questions, we're curious, we want to talk to you about your Jewish journey, your hopes and dreams, and from that we really get to discover and go on this Jewish journey together.
Gesher is a small, joyful, impactful Jewish day school that serves the entire Northern Virginia community. It's a place where every kid is really known, and not only every kid, but every family. There's one student or one family, and she has had this transformative experience in middle school. She's not somebody who would have ever been on a peer trip before because sometimes social interactions are hard for students who are on the spectrum, but she has made those friendships and made those connections with people. We are small enough that we've been able to meet her individual needs and really allow her to grow and to blossom. And our teachers deeply care about each of their students. We say that we're Mishpacha Gesher, that we're a family of Gesher. We're just way more than a school.
We're on campus. We're the Jewish Student Center at the George Washington University. We're trying to think critically about belonging, about tool giving, about emerging into Jewish adulthood. What does it mean to grow as a Jewish adult, and how do you do it both thinking about your past and also forging ahead towards the future? And we play a lot of roles for a lot of our students. For some, they're visiting us every day. They're engaging with education, with Jewish practice. For others, we might only see them once in their college experience, but for them it's enough because maybe they make a new Jewish friend and they make a connection and it helps to serve them well throughout their time at GW. you. Belonging is everything, right? We all know if we feel a sense of place with others, if we feel a sense of home and connection, everything else feels a little bit easier, right? Whether that's navigating your classes, mental health challenges, etc. We know that if we can create that space of belonging for our students, the rest of their college experience is much more rich and enhanced.
We serve people all across Metro DC to provide services to improve health and functioning. What we find is there are a variety of issues that happen outside of a hospital, that happen outside of a doctor's office, happen outside of an employment setting where people really need to get support. One of the areas of service that Jess is engaged in, some of the most sacred work that we do, is supporting Holocaust survivors within our community. We're working with about 350 Holocaust survivors. These are people who went through just unimaginable horrors, and on top of that, lost their homes, lived very transient existences. Jessa being able to support people remaining in their homes has such a strong meaning. To be able to work in an agency that is able to be innovative, is able to be creative, bring different solutions for issues that we're seeing in the community is incredibly gratifying work.
My name is Josh Bender. I'm the CEO of the Bender JCC of Greater Washington. We are an organization that engages every single individual, all ages and demographics in the Greater Washington community and the Montgomery County region. It's endless what we accomplish here in these walls. You stand in the atrium in the middle of the day, you'll hear 8 or 10 languages coming through. We serve the diversity of the community, but certainly through a lens of Jewish values.
The Jewish Federation of Greater Washington brings together organizations, donors, all members of our community to address the most critical issues that we are confronted as a Jewish community. As we seek to continue strengthening Jewish life and the world in which we live, coming together, bringing together ideas and people and resources is critical to making that happen.
The Federation is an incredible partner. They are the single largest philanthropic supporter of Jessa, but the Federation is also a huge thought partner to us. They help to identify what the priorities are for service within the community.
I think the most obvious example for us in recent years has been the work that they did through COVID, enabling a space for other directors to be able to sit down on a regular basis on the Zoom screen and feel a sense of like, oh, I'm not in this alone. Other people understand what I'm challenged with.
Some of the relationships I have with colleagues that really are relationships I rely on really was created by the Federation in the earliest days of my tenure here at the Bender JCC.
What you just saw was a small segment of the incredible people and the incredible organizations that we have in this community. These organizations, plus many others with whom we work on a daily basis, are transforming the lives of individuals throughout the region. That is what makes this community so special. That is what makes this region of the Greater Washington area, Maryland, DC, and Northern Virginia, such a great place to live and to work.